Support this podcast via our Patreon and get more writerly goodness. Visit patreon.com/nanocast to join up.
Welcome to NaNoWriMo Every Month. My name is J. Daniel Sawyer. I'm the author of some 20 books, 34 short stories, and numerous articles and other things, and I am your guide on this journey to use NaNoWriMo to level up to professional output levels. It's now day 4, and by this point you're going to notice that your character is running into other characters, and some of those characters are going to join them on the journey. And this is what Lester Dent calls building your team. Now, Lester Dent was a pulp fiction writer in the 30s and 40s, wrote an astonishing number of books, and he's the one that noticed the convention in classical literature of most great stories being centered not just on a main hero, but on a main hero and the hero's relationships with members of a team that filled in the hero's deficiencies. Some of the members of the team might be specialists in other areas. You might have a man and a woman who are solving crimes together in a sex-segregated society, so the woman can only get into certain places and the man can only get into certain places. But it's the interplay of the characters on the central team that provides a sense of warmth and family and home for the reader. And the reader anchors themselves in these relationships, and that helps them buy into the action that follows. It also helps you as a writer, because having these characters to play off each other, it solves a whole load of problems about how to introduce complication, and how to make the plot exciting, and where you're going to come up with witty repartee in order to move the plot along. When you've got real people talking to each other, playing off each other, tearing each other down, creating problems for each other, a lot of the mechanics of story flow a lot more naturally. It's actually very difficult to do a book like Robinson Crusoe or Andy Weir's The Martian, because so much of it is centered right in one character. And so you have to pull some weird tricks to keep the plot moving. There have to be a lot of externalities that are pushing in, and sometimes that can get exhausting as a writer. But if you're telling the kind of story that you're sort of used to hearing, if you're telling the kind of story that you see on TV or in the movies or that you read books, the chances are that you've got a Fellowship of the Ring or a Han, Leia, Chewie, Luke combination. You've got some kind of core ensemble, even if you've got a lead main character whose point of view you're always in. Treasure and build those team of characters, because no matter how thin your peripheral characters are, if your team of characters are rich and they have believable relationships with each other, they will keep the story moving even when you don't know where the hell they're going. So even though you may not be able to do it during the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or the NCAA Finals, when it comes to story, trust your team. They will not let you down. I'll see you tomorrow. NaNoWriMo Every Month is written and presented by J. Daniel Sawyer and produced by Artistic Whispers Productions. Visit our website at NaNoWriMoEveryMonth.com and leave a tip in the tip jar to support this podcast. NaNoWriMo Every Month is copyright 2015 by J. Daniel Sawyer and Artistic Whispers Productions and released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license.